What secrets lie hidden beneath the polished surface of the United Kingdom? Secrets that even the government might prefer stayed buried. From the fog-laden hills of Scotland to the bustling streets of London, the UK is a tapestry of untold stories and clandestine affairs. These range from enigmatic locations and undisclosed historical events to covert governmental decisions that have shaped the nation in ways not commonly known. Dive into a realm where history's whispers demand to be heard. Prepare to uncover the veiled truths that weave through the history and streets of the UK. Imagine being born a prince only to vanish from history. Such is the tale of Prince John, the youngest son of King George V and the Queen Mary. Born into the splendor of the British royal family in the early 20th century, his life took a mysterious turn. Prince John was diagnosed with epilepsy at an early age, a condition that was far less understood and much stigmatized during those times. As his condition worsened, his public appearances became rare and then ceased altogether. He was moved to Wood Farm on the Sandringham estate, where his life was shrouded in secrecy, far from the public eye. Rumors swirled that the royal family wanted to hide his illness to maintain an image of a perfect lineage, unmarred by physical or mental flaws. This decision might have been a protective measure or perhaps a reflection of the societal values of the time, which favored secrecy over transparency in matters of health and personal struggles. Prince John's life remains a shadow in royal history, a narrative carefully curated and partially concealed. Why would the UK government keep entire islands shrouded in secrecy? The British Isles, known for their historical charm and misty landscapes, also encompass a less familiar narrative: the story of the British overseas territories. These territories, scattered across the globe, often serve as clandestine bases for military and surveillance operations. Take, for example, Diego Garcia, a speck in the vast Indian Ocean. Officially part of the British Indian Ocean Territory, this island has been a strategic asset, primarily used as a military base. The establishment of such a base was shrouded in controversies involving the displacement of local inhabitants, known as the Chagosians, who were forcibly removed in the late 1960s and early 1970s to make way for military facilities. This operation was conducted with minimal public scrutiny and remained a contentious issue in international politics. These islands, often perceived as remote and idyllic, are pivotal in global strategic defense and surveillance. They serve purposes far beyond what meets the eye, hidden strategically in plain sight. Could a government experiment have caused a devastating natural disaster? In the early 1950s, the British government embarked on a secretive project named Cumulus, also informally dubbed Operation Witch Doctor. This initiative was not about conjuring spells, but rather manipulating the weather itself. Scientists were tasked with experimenting on cloud seeding techniques, aiming to induce rain by dispersing substances like silver iodide into the clouds. Fast forward to August 1952. The picturesque village of Lynmouth in Devon suffered catastrophic flooding, claiming 34 lives and leaving immense devastation in its wake. Houses were swept away, bridges collapsed, and the landscape was irrevocably altered. What connects these two events? Some historians and researchers suggest that intense rainfall during Project Cumulus experiments could have overloaded the East Lynn River, triggering the flood. Official reports from the time firmly denied any linkage, attributing the disaster solely to natural causes. Yet, lingering doubts remain, fueled by declassified documents and eyewitness accounts that hint at a darker narrative. The line between scientific experimentation and its impacts on real lives blurred tragically in Lynmouth. What lies beneath the bustling streets of London? As we traverse the modern cityscape above, an intricate world unfurls in the shadows below. The secret tunnel network beneath London is as complex as the city's history itself. Originally constructed for various purposes, these subterranean passages have evolved into a hidden fortress of sorts. Delve deeper and you'll discover government bunkers, relics of the Cold War era, designed to protect VIPs in the event of nuclear threats. These bunkers are fortified capsules of time, equipped to sustain life during unthinkable crises. Alongside these are abandoned railway systems, not for public transit, but intended for the swift evacuation of key figures in national emergencies. Historically, these tunnels have seen everything from clandestine military operations to being a sanctuary during air raids in World War II. Today, while some remain shrouded in secrecy, Others have been repurposed or integrated into public tours, offering a glimpse into the depths of Britain's protective strategies. Beneath the daily commute, a hidden labyrinth exists, ready for times of crisis. How did a forged letter intensify the Cold War tensions? In the shadows of the 1924 general elections, a sensational document known as the Zinoviev letter surfaced in the British press. Purportedly authored by Grigory Zinoviev, a prominent Soviet leader, the letter urged British communists to promote revolution. This explosive content was published by the Daily Mail just days before the election, casting the Labour Party, then perceived as soft on communism, in a suspicious light. The immediate impact? A dramatic shift in public opinion that led to the Conservative Party sweeping into power. But here's where the plot thickens. The authenticity of the letter was widely disputed. Decades later, historians and intelligence experts would suggest that the letter might have been a fabrication, possibly crafted by opponents of the Labour Party to sway electoral outcomes. Theories abound about the true architects of the letter, ranging from British intelligence seeking to discredit Labour to anti-communist émigrés aiming to stir political unrest. The Zinoviev letter not only changed the course of an election, but also Britain's relationship with communism. Has the UK government been in contact with unidentified flying objects? Throughout history, the skies over Britain have been a canvas for numerous accounts of unexplained phenomena. Declassified documents reveal that the UK government has not only been aware of these incidents, but actively investigated them. One notable operation was Project Condign, an initiative that ran in deep secrecy from 1997 to 2000, tasked with studying UFO sightings across the UK. The findings of Project Condign, although heavily redacted, indicated that while most sightings could be attributed to recognizable phenomena, some remained unexplained. These mysterious cases stirred public intrigue and sparked a slew of conspiracy theories. People wondered if the government was in possession of extraterrestrial technology or had engaged in covert communications with alien beings. In response, the government maintained a cautious stance, neither confirming nor denying the extraterrestrial theories, thus fueling further speculation and debate among UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. The truth might be out there, and it seems even the government has been keen to chase it. What if royal blood were locked away from the world? In the heart of the British royal family's history lies a story not often told about two women whose existence challenges the facade of royal perfection. Nerissa and Catherine Bowes-Lyon, cousins of Queen Elizabeth II, were born into aristocracy but lived lives far removed from royal splendor. Both women were diagnosed with severe mental disabilities at a young age, a reality that at the time was considered a stain on the impeccable image of the royal lineage. In an era when mental health was grossly misunderstood and stigmatized, the solution was sadly all too common. Nerissa and Catherine were quietly institutionalized, their names discreetly removed from the royal family's public records. For decades, their story remained hidden, their royal ties a secret. It was not until the 1980s that investigative journalists unearthed the truth about their fate, bringing to light the harsh realities of how mental health issues were handled in aristocratic circles. The tale of the hidden cousins remains a dark chapter in the royal family's carefully managed public image. What happens when ordinary citizens stand against nuclear arms? In the early 1980s, a remarkable display of civil resistance emerged in the form of the Greenham Common Women's Peace Camp. Nestled in Berkshire, this camp started with just a handful of women, but quickly grew into a massive, enduring protest against the presence of nuclear weapons in the United Kingdom. The women of Greenham Common encircled the military base with a human chain, symbolizing their demand for disarmament and peace. They utilized non-violent tactics, from chaining themselves to the fences to dancing on top of silos. The British government, caught off guard by the scale and persistence of the protest, responded with increased security measures and sometimes confrontational police tactics. Despite these challenges, the impact of the Greenham Common Women's Peace Camp was undeniable. It sparked a wider public debate about nuclear weapons and influenced nuclear disarmament policies, not just in Britain, but globally. The voices of protest at Greenham Common echoed far beyond its fences, challenging governmental decisions in profound ways. As we've journeyed through shadows and secrets, what startling truths have we uncovered about the UK? From the echoes of a lost prince whose existence could have reshaped the monarchy, to the cloaked operations of Project Cumulus, which inadvertently led to the tragic Lynmouth flood. We've wandered through Britain's covert treasure islands, a network of financial havens far from public scrutiny. Beneath the bustling streets of London, an extensive tunnel network remains shrouded in mystery, hinting at secrets buried deep underground. The political landscape, too, bears marks of manipulation, illustrated by the scandal of the Zinoviev letter, which significantly influenced public opinion and political outcomes. Our investigation brought to light the UK's classified UFO files and the poignant story of the royal family's hidden cousins. Secluded due to societal expectations and royal decree, the Greenham Common Women's Peace Camp reminds us of the power of collective voice against nuclear arms. In the depths of its history and corridors of power, the UK holds stories waiting to be told. Keep questioning, keep exploring,